I know I wear this thing a lot. I mean, like, can spring come already so I can wear my summer clothes? Hi guys, it's Catherine. Today I'm going to be filming my March wrap up. Now it's been quite a month, I'll tell you that. I have a lot to talk about, just a lot's been going on. I kind of had like almost a book slump, but I'll walk you through it. But yeah, settle in, it'll probably be a long video. I'm gonna try not to talk too much because I do that too much, and then like when I'm editing, I'm just like, anyway, so yes, let's just get started because like, persevere through this video. Okay, technically I only read 2 books this month, and technically they were both audiobooks. I'm not proud of it, but it's been a little bit of a rough month, so yeah. But the first book that I read, I didn't finish because like, is Graceling by Kristen Kishore. So I read this one because I was like, oh, like everybody loves it. It's like an old favorite. I should like try it out, see what it's about. I read a review from somebody that I like reading reviews from, but I don't want to get into it because that's too much of an explanation. But I didn't want to walk into this and keep thinking about that review. So I just kind of walked into it like, free-slated a little bit, and so I wrote a lot of things down in my notes because from my February wrap-up, which was a mess, and I forgot to say so many things that I wanted to. I wrote some of the things that I hated about this book down. Okay, now this book, if I actually finished it and then rated it, I would probably give it a 2 out of 5 stars, but since I did not finish it, I'm not gonna rate it. But yeah, and you know when it's 2 out of 5 stars for me, that means I did not like it at all. Okay, so I had so many problems with the main character, but before I get on all the things that I did not like about her, the other characters, I'm like somebody that can easily get attached to characters, but with these ones, they were just like, I attach myself more to the idea of like what's going on with them rather than like the people themselves. I can't say that there's no character development in this, but they were just not very good characters. Like over the novel progresses, there is like a very character changes a lot. So I mean, like, it's just gonna, basically it's about this girl named Katza who has a grace. It's like a super power, and this is sold, like the description sells it as a unique power. Yeah, no. It says in the description, it's like, oh, like a grace is like an extraordinary thing, whatever. Like, no, like a lot of people have graces, so it's not that rare as it leads you to believe, but that's just a little thing. Anyways, and she has the grace of killing, and her uncle, who is the king, uses her for that, blah, blah, blah. Stuff happens, you know, the usual. Like I was saying, main girl's Katza, she's an idiot. First thing, she forms a quick first impression opinion of a whole bunch of people off of one person. Her impression of these people are that they're all vain because this one guy has jewelry and is self-confident, and from that she thinks everything that happens to his appearance after that, like if like, you know, his hair gets flipped back or something like that, doesn't happen, but like essentially that, she thinks vainly of him. Like she thinks that he's thinking vainly of himself. What? Where did that even come from? I don't. Also, the impression that I got is that she thinks handsome people are automatically vain, like all of them are. Like she grew up in court, but like she was kind of distant from the court, but like you can still observe. You were still forced to sit at court and like observe these people, so so much problem. Like you would think like, yeah, at this court like all these people are vain, but like all her life I would assume that she would be able to like distinguish vanity. But no, she's an idiot. She struck me as a person who is ignorant just because they can be. Like she like has no like notion of trying to see from the other side. Like she has her one idea and she'll stick with that one idea, not, oh my god. There's no clear description of people. There's a clear description of one character, and that is Poe, and that is it. Okay, so she gets angry. Why? Because her human nature comes into play. Literally, she's mad because someone forms an I don't know what to say. She forms an attachment to someone, and then she feels like she got betrayed because they had to keep a secret because like life and death, you idiot. And she's like, oh my god, I guess I betrayed, like I can't. And yet another thing that really annoyed me was that she's constantly trying to prove to herself that she doesn't need anybody to protect her or like needs anybody at all. Nobody ever said like, oh, I'm here to protect you, you know? And nobody ever said like, oh, you need somebody to protect. No, nah. She just had this idea in her head, like what? She literally said something along the lines of, I just got myself back and now I can't give myself to somebody else. It's like, I don't want to give any spoilers if you have not read this and you like want to. First, like what she just got herself back from was possession. And the next that she's gonna give herself to is like spoiler, but like, yeah, I mean, you could kind of guess it, but like, it's so completely different. Like, are you like, oh my God, I can't stand her, okay? She's just stupid, okay? Like, I try to always like give authors the benefit of the doubt that I'm like, maybe they do want their characters to be like this. Maybe they want you to hate her at first and like her later. But you made me hate her so much in the beginning that even though she got a little milder towards like the middle and the end of the book, I was like, oh my God, die please. I might be a little aggressive, I'm like die, hate, but like these are my true feelings. I'm not gonna like lie to you guys or something, you know? I'm just a passionate person, okay? Okay, so like just now it's like she just got herself back and so, like she doesn't want to give herself to somebody else now. And then like, okay, I don't want to give any spoilers, so if you just watch at your caution, I will put a time on the screen to like after like I stop talking spoilery kind of thing. Yeah, so she just got herself back, right? And then, you know, she gives herself to the person, obviously, like that's how things happen. And then she's like, okay, she's all about like, I don't need anybody, I'm not gonna do anything for anybody. And then she goes and voluntarily massages someone's feet. I don't ever plan on to like massage somebody's feet. I mean like I need some gloves, like man, I don't do that, okay? Like I've never liked somebody that much enough to be like, let me massage your feet, you know? And I'm not like one of those people that I'm like, I don't need anybody, you know? So like, I don't know. A little past halfway, I couldn't care less about this book, though I just like wanted to know what happened because like, you know, like I said, I try to get attached, or like I automatically get attached to characters and stories, but it's more the idea of what happened in this one rather than like the actual characters and the story, you know? The only thing I can say is at least the characters were consistent. They didn't like, something didn't happen and then they like drastically changed. Honestly, I just really didn't like this book. If I ever finish it, which I probably can't, like, okay, where I stopped, I was like trying to just power through it and I was like up late. I had to put it down because I had to sleep, and then like I just never picked it up because literally like, so I like looked to see when then like things would happen. Where I stopped, they're on a journey. It's not a spoiler, but they're on a journey, like adventure, whatever. And they're like documenting every single hour. Like I could care less, okay? Anyways, yeah, I stopped at page 343 if you care. I don't. See you later. Going back to the library tomorrow. The next book, okay, the first book that I actually listened to this month, I really enjoyed, and it was The Help by Catherine Stockett. Now this one I've been wanting to read, like the physical copy, for ages. Yeah, I love the movie. Of course the movie's not like the book, though it runs very good parallel with it. I don't know, like I really enjoyed the book. It went into a lot more detail and a lot more like real life kind of, you know, than the movie did, which I liked a lot more. What else? Oh man, like everything's that I want to say, I'm like, duh. I read a review, obviously I did this all the time, after I finished the book, and someone said it was too like stereotype, you know, like too like what you see on the surface throughout history, and like rather than like going in depth. But I feel like the story that it was trying to convey, the message and like what was basically going on in this story, like I feel like the way it did it was a way that people could understand, knowing just a little bit about whatever time this is, history, 1960s, 50s, I think it's the 60s, I can't remember. What's her name? Skeeter's point of view? Oh my god, like now I know why her name is Skeeter. It's because she's like a mosquito, but they don't say that in the movie. So now I know. Now you know. I also think like the idea of like the book, them writing Help was like, I don't know, I was kind of like sad when they finished the book. I don't know how to explain myself, but like versus the movie, I keep like comparing to the movie, but like, I don't know. But writing the book Help in this book rather than writing it in the movie, I don't know, this one just felt more like like an adventure, I guess. From Skeeter's point of view, as I was trying to say before, there was like a little romance and I did not expect, and I thought that was a pretty cool like thing to just throw in there. I also like seeing from Skeeter's point of view. There's some things that you're kind of like, what the heck, like why are we here? Like why do we have to see this? But like Skeeter's life, I feel like it kind of like made it like seem like, oh, this is just how like the world's difference, or like the differences in like between races in that time. But yeah, overall I really enjoyed this book and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. Watch, I'm gonna edit this. I'm gonna be like, wow, you forgot this and that and this. Man. Oh, also I really liked Miss Celia. In the movie I liked her because I love Jessica Chastain, and in the book I loved her even more. It was great. Okay, so the next like 2 books I'm gonna talk about, I didn't finish, but I just thought I'd mention them quickly. This first one I like got a couple pages in. This is Long May She Reign by Rhiannon Thomas. Now, at this point I felt like I was kind of falling into a book slump. Oh my god, scary, right? Because the beginning of this, the first couple pages could not capture my attention. The like first couple pages like describe like setting you in the world were really interesting, and then she's like gonna go do something else in like the first couple pages, and then I like got so like I was like okay, I don't care. So I had to like flip through and I was not motivated to like keep going. So I was like, oh my god, book slump signs, because like I'm pretty sure this is really interesting. I really want to read this. So I'm putting this kind of on the back burner for now until I'm at a time where I'm like, okay, I'm good for reading. I'm not gonna fall into book slump. So yeah, I'm just saving this. But yeah, that was like a really highly anticipated release for me for March. But sadly I have not finished it, or I haven't read it. The next one is Radiance by Grace Draven. This is an adult fantasy romance. I was a little hesitant to read this because it's like adult and romance. This is kind of like my first like treading in the waters of like adult fantasy, or like really any kind of like, I mean like I've read like the classics and like The Help and like The Color Purple, like I mean those are classics, right? But I've never really read like a actual adult book, you know? And so I was kind of like, oh, adult and romance is gonna be like some 50 Shades of Nastiness kind of thing. I said that in my book haul. If I sound repetitive, sorry. I'll have the book haul linked over here if you want to check that out. I'm like exporting it right now. Anyways, so I was kind of a little bit hesitant about that, but I read the reviews and it was like, this is a good book. Somebody else, I had mentioned this in my TBR, I think, and somebody said they'd read it and really liked it. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm ready to read this. Basically, it's about this girl. I don't even remember her name. Okay, I don't even know how to say her name out loud. Like, I feel like I'm saying it wrong. But anyways, she has to get married as part of this, like, part of a treaty, part of a bullet point of the treaty. She has to get married to this, like, other race of, like, beings where they look like this. Yeah, they've got, like, gray skin and claws and sharp teeth and, like, yellow eyes with no pupils. They're, like, irises. They're just yellow. I don't know. It sounds creepy. But basically, they have to get married because she is the, like, niece of the king. And so, yeah, they get married. They go to his land and they kind of live there. So while I didn't finish this, I have a lot to say about it so far. What is different that I feel like a lot of YA does, and that like I was kind of like, wow, that's different. Like, I mean, like I feel like some people might not like it, but then at the same time, it's like I'm just not used to it. But it is that like they're repelled by each other. They think each other's ugly, but they aren't gonna like try to fight it or just try to cope with it. They're gonna try to like learn to live, like, you know, like be comfortable. They're not gonna like sulk in the corner like a lot of YA things do when they have to like get married to like somebody they don't like. And this one's like, I don't know. I really enjoyed how right away that their friendship like kicked off and they were very respectful to each other. And I thought it was very different that like I don't usually see in YA. Yeah, and then we slowly see their romance take off. Obviously this is romance, so it's obvious they're gonna like, you know, and they're married, so yeah. So yeah, of course, this being adult and romance, there's of course some like, you know, stuff in it. So yeah, there's nothing that I didn't like about it. There was like a plot behind it, but I felt like it wasn't moving fast enough. Like, I mean, it was moving fast, but my brain didn't think it was. Like, I can step away and like see that, like, okay, this book was like good and it was moving fast and it was like, you know, whatever, things were happening. But like my brain, book slump, it was kind of like, I didn't want to get stuck in a rut. I didn't want to like not enjoy this book because I was forcing myself to read it. So that's why I stopped. But I want to get back to this because the story behind it, like things were actually going to start happening because I like looked through a little bit, you know, you know me. So yeah, I want to get back to this sometime in the future. I mean, okay, one thing I will say about it is like that there is nothing like incredibly different or special about it. I thought it was a good story so far. Okay, I tried to change around my lighting just a little bit. Probably you don't even see a difference, but turn on this light. But sorry, I don't know. I was like hoping it'd be sunny today, but it's not, so great. Moving on. So, the next book that I listened to, I actually think I listened to it before Radiance, but I'm not sure. But it is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Lonnie Taylor. This book, now I pleasantly, surprisingly enjoyed it. Okay, so now when I started BookTube, there was like this, like the more popular booktubers kind of didn't really seem like they liked it, so it kind of just like went over my head and I never really thought about it again until I think somebody recommended it to me the other day, and I was like, I should look that up again because like I don't think there's a love triangle in that. Yeah, I have to read more books without love triangles so that I can like get that list up again. But yeah, so I looked it up and then I was like, okay, I'll get it and I'll read it in a little while. Yeah, so like I said, I was getting into a book slump and I was like, I should just listen to audiobooks so that I can like, it's forcing me to like technically read a book and like enjoy something with fantasy, and like I just didn't want to get into book slump. I still don't. So I was looking on YouTube and I was like looking for an audiobook, like I just needed one really quickly. And I found Daughter of Smoke and Bone and I was like, okay, let's listen to it. And literally the first chapter, I think it's the first chapter, it's just so like atmospheric and I was just suckered into it. I was just like, I really like this. It gave me very like City of Bones, Mortal Instruments vibes. I never even finished City of Bones, don't shoot me. I just feel like I kind of missed my time for that, but I'll talk about that in all the books I've never finished. I'll film that sometime, okay? I filmed it like once before, so and then I didn't like it, so we'll see. It really gave me those kind of like City of Bones vibes, even though like, and like with the demons and stuff, but like the demons are like pretty different from like Mortal Instruments, but I don't know, I just really liked it. I like stories where the main character's already situated in the world. They're not like being stupid and they're like so out of the loop, you know, like in City of Bones. Sorry if you like that. I mean, like, I don't know. I thought it was very beautiful writing and I loved the world and I love how she like opened the world to us. I really like the characters. I was like not completely sold on the like, look, I don't even remember his name. Okay, sorry, the dude with the fiery wings, the main dude. Wow. I really liked that, but like I didn't remember. I wasn't completely sold on him for like a good part of the book, but then I was kind of like yes, and then I was like no, I was like I don't even know. At one point in the book, like it goes into a different story. Like I don't want to give any spoilers if you haven't read it, but it goes into like a different, and I wasn't mad about it. Like usually when like a book strays from like the main like of things that are happening, I get pretty mad because I'm like I just need to like move forward, you know? But this one, it was really interesting and I loved seeing like, I don't want to spoil anything, but I loved seeing things, okay? I don't, spoilers, man, like I don't even know. The main character, I didn't like hate her or anything, so that's a plus. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars just because, I don't know, there was just something I guess kind of missing for me, like personally, like the book was full, it was great, it was good, okay? It was really good, but like, for me and like the things that I liked, I feel like there was just a little bit something missing. It was good to like step into partly urban fantasy again, because I haven't read an urban fantasy in a while because there's not really any good ones anymore. But yeah, I don't know, there's just something missing. Even though it was really good and I cannot fault it for anything, it wasn't like, oh my god, this is my new favorite book, like it was so good, you know? So like usually books that I like rate 5 out of 5 stars, I'm like, oh my god, amazing things, but like, I don't know, it like missed just like something. I don't know what was missing, even though I really enjoyed it. I really liked it, but I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. So after that, I started listening to Days of Blood and Starlight, and I think I got like quarter way, and then I don't know, I didn't get bored. I just had to like turn it off and like do life for a little while, and then I just never went back to it, and I wasn't really motivated to get back to it because I was kind of like, my heart, my god, ugh. I really liked the ending of Daughter of Smoke and Bone, by the way, though. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I'm gonna finish sometime because I obviously want to like read the rest of it because I want to know what happens. Oh my god. So now the next book I'm currently reading, I've not finished yet. I'm filming this like kind of like early, yeah, right. It's probably gonna go up like pretty late because I'm a terrible person because I take forever to edit. And I'm obsessed with Peaky Blinders right now, so anyways. So I'm currently reading it, but I'm just gonna give you my thoughts on it right now. I'm almost finished, not really. But I'm like into it. I'm gonna finish it. So I'm just gonna give my thoughts on this now rather than wait till like April, because like I don't want to forget the things that I want to say. So it is The Queen of Blood by Sarah Beth Durst. But this is book 1 of the Queens of Renthia series? Trilogy? I don't know. Basically, these people live in this world where these spirits, you have fire, water, air, earth, and wood spirits, and they're all like really dangerous, and they're really like, their natural instinct is to like kill, and that's all they want to do. But the queen of each of these, like the continent, I guess, is called Renthia, and then like the separate countries are different, have like different names, but the queen of each of these countries controls these spirits and like forces them not to kill the people. And so whenever a queen dies, a new queen is made queen, and all of these girls with the power to control spirits are trained, and then like when the queen dies, they're chosen by the spirits. But yeah, it's just like a whole big thing, and I absolutely loved the world that this is in. By like the 10th page, I was like ready to cry. I was like, my god, like great way to start the book. Like, yeah, if you're gonna make me cry so quickly. This essentially follows a girl, Delina, I think that's how you say it. We follow her, and she's like not the chosen one, which is kind of different, because like you read all these stories from the chosen one point of view, though she's not like one of those. Okay, so like when you read from the chosen one, good amount of the time the chosen one's like very insecure, and they're like, oh my god, like what if I'm not the chosen one, like I can't do this all, you know. I'm like, who cares? And like usually the chosen one's like, I'm so plain. Okay, if you guys like saw my last wrap up linked over here, you'll know how much problem I had with the new trope that I've like started. Not like, well, it's not a new trope, but it's like the I'm so plain main character. Like, who cares? Okay, she's not like focused on her looks and how plain she is, and she's like, you know, she's like bold and brave, but even though she knows she's not the best and she's probably never gonna be queen, she knows that, and I like that about her. So that being said, her not being the chosen one, it gave me like this sense of foreboding throughout the whole thing. Well, I'm still reading, I'm still foreboding things, because she's not the chosen one, and you don't have the typical chosen one story to follow through her. You don't really know what her story is, like what's gonna happen to her. You don't have like this like little like assurance of like, okay, she'll be queen one day, you know. So like I just don't know what's gonna happen to her. Yeah, like I said before, I really enjoy the world, and I don't know, it was just so cool. They like have to scale trees. They like primarily live in the trees because it's dangerous on the ground, fourth floor. So yeah, we also see from other characters' point of views. I feel like the description is it follows the book very far down. I'm at page 271. And the last part of the description has just come into the story. So like it just covers a very big part of the book. So like I kind of feel like the description has like major spoilers because they kind of happen towards the middle of the book. I don't know, it's just I don't know, but I feel like you have to read the description to find out what the book's about. So yeah. But basically, I'm really enjoying this book. I feel like I just like was all over the place talking about this, but I really, really like it. I'm obviously gonna give it a 5 out of 5 stars. I don't think it ending, however it ends, will like cause me to knock down a star. Like I can only think of one book that like caused me to give a book a star. But like I'm at 5 stars, like I can't do that anymore. But yeah, gonna finish it. This is the last I'll talk about it maybe. But yes, those are all the books. I think this is the least amount of time I've ever taken to film a wrap up. It's been like almost, I mean more than 20 minutes, but you know, whatever. Whew, now I can have my lollipop and go watch Peaky Blinders. That dude is so hot. I can't get over it, okay? Hopefully next month I won't possibly be falling into book slump like I was this month. That kind of sucked. It gave me a little scare there, but The Queen of Blood is just so good, but then I'm getting distracted by Peaky Blinders, but like, I don't know. I'm trying to keep on top of my life, okay? It was kind of like a rough month. I had like some really good days in March, but I also had like some pretty bad days. I had like, March 1st was a great day. I'm not gonna get into it. That's like too much talking. And then I had like an anxiety attack, you know, yeah, and I've just had a lot of anxiety this month, and it's just not been the best, but you know, books are great, and they're a great like escape from this sad world. I also got waitlisted to one of my schools this month, so that's great. I'm a senior in high school, so like that's college. Anyways, that is all for this video. Hopefully I covered everything. Hopefully I'm not kicking myself in editing and I'm like, oh my god, you're such an idiot, you forgot this and this and this. But yes, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember to check out all my social media, which will be linked down below. I finally added my Pinterest. Go check it out if you want to. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye!
I was yours on Sunday, while we watched the children play. We fell deep in love again, like we always